the glue of Kid Bomba. So we'll have to see a bit more of that Bomba mentality in terms of that, because I think we're about to head into the draft for game number 4.
All right. Do they stick same? No, it gets shifted. And I love the first 3 bans of Team Spirit because now they're respecting Falcon in the draft even more so, banning the Fredrin, banning the Joy, and they ban the Bruno. 3 power picks at now for Falcon. With the Suyo on the other side, you don't need to rush the Alpha, you can pick it 3rd, but you can test the Hilda here.
Yeah, the drafting patterns, it's hard to kind of like say that there's a consistent drafting pattern for the side of Team Spirit, because I feel like Ren wants to keep Nyocha on his toes constantly by, making sure, oh, you think you figured it out just yet? No, let's play a different comp. Oh, you think you figured it out just yet? Let's switch sides. These adjustments are going to throw people off of their game. I want to see the responses because Hilda got to go through on top of the high loss as well.
Oh, 2 power picks immediately for Falcon Esports, them showing the roam and the XP. But that doesn't seem to be much of a problem for them. They denied the Hilda from Kid Bomba alongside the high loss from Sao, so they might have to revert back to those less aggressive types of roamers. I mean, the Tigreal's still there too, as well as the Jawhead, but then they won't be bothered as much because they already have the high loss and the Hilda.
So if ever we get to see Kick Bomba, that'll be the first time this tournament, and that will have to get supplemented, as Gideon mentioned, with Burst. And I think they do need Burst, but they need to balance it out with sustained damage because those are 2 tanky boys. Well, tanky man and tanky woman up front. And so they instantly respond with the 1-1, and we're not going to get Kick Bomba, we're going to get Glue Bomba.
This is dangerous. This is a little dangerous here because they're willing to sacrifice Kid Bomba just to make... Oh, wow. Hard read, but instead, Falcons are not going to take the easy way out. They're going to lock in the Harith in this matchup into the Wawa. They could have gone for Irithel or even go straight into Farmis. I feel like Farmis is more punishable, but wow.
Oh, no, they take out the Balearic too.
This is a really interesting take from Falcon. Ooh.
They could have even gone like Farsa 3rd, because with the 1-1 and the glue so early, the Farsa could have been a great response right away. But Falcon instantly, they're showing their hand. If we want to snowball fast, we want to be aggro, we want to be in your face, this is going to be dive all across the board. I think the mid laner is what we're going to be seeing later. Let's see if Team Spirit will read it and ban the Farsa out, because if they don't, well, I mean, even Eve is a good option.
Farsa Eve sound like great options right now for Falcon to complement the possibility of the burst damage. And I mean, if ever Dax wants to show us some of the assassin picks even, I think the Hayabusa is still available here. A great counter to the 1-1 possibly even. So also, since they have the Hilda in their hands, like, they don't have any problems in terms of those who can actually serve as the front lines. Oh, and they banned the Jawhead too for Sao.
Very good call here. Very, very good call. They want to make sure that at least the frontliners don't get pushed out of position, and then, maybe TS picking up the Aurora alongside it.
Good man.
But this means that the Vexana is open, though.
Yeah. Vexana would be great. You still get a little bit of that crowd control if ever they get a little bit too close for comfort. And, well, you have 2 of them. Let's see if they'll lean into that. Oh, whoa, that is...
What?
Aggro. They picked Mid-Angela.
Do they want to final pick Ling here? Do they want to just supercharge Benny? This is a very interesting take coming in from Falcon. I wouldn't have expected the draft to pan out like this.
No.
So do they just go Tigreal now for Sawo?
Possibly. It's just the Tigreal. I don't think we'll be seeing the Tro right now for Team Spirit. The Baleric's also taken out as well.
To be fair, they can still go for Cho if they wanted to, right? If they already have glue for Peel. If they go for Cho, at least they can guarantee like a 2-for-1 free value when somebody, if the Heart Guard goes onto either potentially the upcoming Link or even Harith.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if Sao has ever picked it so far, because they go for the Valentina now. And the Gato Kacha instead for Team Spirit. So will it be an assassin jungler for Falcon? I mentioned the Hayabusa earlier, but with the Angela, I think the Ling isn't entirely out of the table too.
Honestly, like, I would not knock Falcon for just going pure aggro right now.
Yeah.
Like the most aggressive lineup, because with the Valentine in the mid, with that 1-1 there, they can afford it.
Wait. Oh my god.
It's Angeling. Aggressive.
This is going to be interesting because, again, it's all about getting a heavy snowball, and they have to end the game as quick as possible. Good luck. Good luck to Falcons.
Interesting take. Is it enough to force game number 5, or does the flight end here? Let's see.
I think what better way to gain flight than bring a lineup like this to game number 4. Again, fighting for their lives and to be part of the greater 4. Again, I'm Nice, this is Zingon, and we're going to take one last look at the lineups here. By the way, amazing watch parties happening here for Falcon Esports. The support is phenomenal. This lineup, man, is aggressive, Inga.
Aggressive as it can be. The Angela Ling combination. Again, this is potentially this is match point for Team Spirit. But Falcon Esports, they have a lot up their sleeves.
Will Falcon Esports gain more altitude to meet up with the Dragons of the North, Team Spirit? They need this game in their pockets to take it to another game of 5. We're in the land of Dawn. Once again, Team Spirit and Falcon Esports.
Okay, so the panel mentioned a while ago that Falcon, they really want to go for the control in the early game. Again, they have the duo of the Hylos and the Hilda that could really be a thorn in the neck of especially One Shot in his own jungle. But again, these are the type of glass cannon lineups wherein if you snowball, you automatically win the game. But at the same time, if you're on the receiving end of the early game, it's going to be hard for you to catch up. You have to wait eventually for that Link to scale up.
This is also a very different kind of mindset as PX7 takes a lot of shots here in the mid lane, but...
Oh, one shot!
Oh! He had one shot, he took it!
And that he did. First blood drawn by One Shot once again. So this is what we were saying, Nice. So if you're on the receiving end of this kind of lineup, it's going to be hard for you to come back.
Right now, too, still focusing. Already getting the Tempest Blades out.
Okay, 4 Blades is there. But again, Dax was able to still get his purple buff. Now, considering the fact that they were able to pick off the mid lane, I think Benny needs to really step up and step on the pedal to the metal and just really be on the aggressive front.
It's going to have to be. Well, the whole lineup really is built for that. But what I was going to say earlier, too, is Dax is in a different mindset this time around because, remember, for the previous games, he's pretty much played utility. You know, the Alpha and then the Fredrin. Now he has this Ling. Oh, mid lane again?
Forcing out the Revitalize early on, okay? Even though, I was going to say that was worth it already because they popped the Revitalize, but that made it more for Team Spirit. That's 2 kills already for One Shot with the Suyo.
Team Spirit's locked in right now. They're just layering everything like a cake at this point. Dax in trouble, does have to pop the Tempest Blades and will escape, but he's gonna have to back off the buff. One Shot dies and the turtle's secured.
Okay, Royal Milk with the Power of Wilderness to bring down One Shot. Now the revenge from Team Spirit. So fortunately for Falcon Esports, they were able to take down One Shot early on. 2-1 start for One Shot. Now Benny, this is the Benny that we want to see for the side of Falcon Esports. Be a lane bully up against Hiko's 1-1. And this is your time to shine because again, early game, you're going to dominate the laning phase.
This is the thing still. Again, the focus on the gold laners, but right now it doesn't need to be that. This is one of the difference in the series where you see the nature of drafting change from game to game. And now even with this, you know, it's the junglers who are really the highlight of the early game, and it has been so far, except for Dax. He's dealt so much pressure. He's dealt with so much pressure from Team Spirit. And even in the mid lane, if they continue to do this to PX7, I mean, this has been happening time and time again where PX7 can't really, you know, be in that front side of the mid lane because of that threat of just being collapsed on or the layering of skills that Team Spirit can throw and take him down. So if you actually get rid of PX7 and then you either burn the flicker or he's not able to use the heart guard, that's a big piece of utility gone out of the plans here for Falcon Esports.
Okay, so right now they're trying to work on Kid X, wanting to force out their Revitalize early on, and they will do so once again. That's why it's a signal for them to not go deep. Don't try to go for the over-aggressive dives, because that was the objective. Just literally pop Revitalize of Kid X.
Yeah, get it down if they can. Again, Royal Milk going to go ahead and battle it with Kid Bombo up here, but ultimately wait for that next turtle to come up. Sunset Lover will hold on to the heart guard here. So part of the fight is really how does Sunset Lover use the options of ultimates he has. Well, most of the part, you're probably going to see the heart guard, but also the Glorious Pathway. Now, focusing in this side of the jungle, they might just go ahead, try to limit test. They still have a Revitalize for Royal Milk. Both junglers going to work on the buffs, but Turtle's up now, so they'll go ahead and rotate up to their gold laners will stay to their lanes. And right now, some of the first items also being locked in. Royal Milk gets the Thunderbelt. Kid X again, pops the Glorious Pathway.
Huge pokes right away onto Kid X, forcing the Glorious Pathway to be used defensively. This is a huge disadvantage for Falcon Esports. Here comes the hard guard. Now they're trying to go for Dax. Okay, Tempest of Blades is there, but the AOG is going to connect. But still, Dax having trouble with the grindation of damage, but he will do so successfully and bring that one shot with the help of Kid X. But now the engage from Team Spirit is going to work on Kid X here, and Samo might be able to pick up the kill. That's a 1-for-1 trade, but the problem is Team Spirit again. They lost one shot.
They lost one. It looks like Dax, you know, as low as he is, he's going to go ahead and grab the buff. No one was able to commit to the turtle because they forced the fight. Good usage of PX7's hard guard, but we then also saw it from Sunset Lover to go for the fight, but they kind of got, you know, collapsed down on, and that's what the Ling does best. Dax also now getting his Berserker's Fury first item locked in, and we'll see if they actually get ready for that turtle still. Starting with Scythe now for Benny too. He's been farming up well. Hiko only has Corrosive Scythe, so still working on it, but both junglers kind of up to the decision. Like, do we actually want to prioritize these turtles, or is it better just go for the kills here? Top side, looks like Kid Bomba is going to be on the run. Still has the split, but he did burn that flicker.
Again, it's a matter of just literally burning resources before engaging in a huge team fight, and both of these teams have been doing well when it comes to that department. Again, Kid Bomba used up already the flicker. Now they're trying to work on Royal Milk. Here comes one, Dax again. Plus the Eternal Guard, going to connect with the Tempest of Blades, going to bring that one shot. Not a good start for Team Spirit. And now they're trying to work on Kid Bomba though. Hiko, on the other hand, is here in the picture. His stacks are there. He's not going to cast a crossbow attack, as it's more than enough to take down Royal Milk. Again, a 1-for-1 trade, but it's always one shot. Who's suffering from Team Spirit?
That's what happens. Like I said, you get collapsed down. I mean, Kid X slowly but surely working on Sunset Lover. Gonna have to back off. Good push there from Benny down on the bottom side to get the tier 1. Same thing happens on the other side of the map. Hiko locks that one in. And one of the games now for the first time where we don't see all this turtle priority. This one still up for the taking, but second turtle for the game. Not sure if we'll get, of course, to the third one. Right now, it's just being worked on. It looks like it's going to be secured. One shot will go ahead and grab that. So amongst it all, Team Spirit still holding on to a little bit of a lead, but Dax is becoming a threat anytime that he actually decides to go in. And also, this is one of the great things about having that Warcry emblem, and then that little bit of a safety net with PX7's Heart Guard, and even a double Revitalize. You can stay into those fights, grab all the blades, and then hopefully have enough damage to pump out, especially when he starts to get those 2-3 item power spikes on the Ling. So right now, this, like I said, a very different, more proactive game for Dax this time around, instead of being like a Fredrin, where he's just mostly posting up on objectives.
Yeah, and the best part is Benny wasn't even present during those clashes, and he's already ahead when it comes to the lead up against Hiko. So right now, if they go on full dive 5-on-5, especially before the 12-minute mark, Falcon Esports really has a huge advantage. And again, just looking at the sustain, as you mentioned, there are 2 revitalized, not to mention EX7 with the Angela. And right now, they're trying to work on Royal Milk as Kid Bomba zoning out the members of Falcon Esports.
Royal Milk gonna get focused down here.
Oh, gonna connect with the AOG onto 2 and gonna bring down Royal Milk. Now they're gonna work on Kid X. And a double kill coming in from Sunset Lover. The catching Falcon Esports wasn't prepared for the engage that Team Spirit did.
That's really what it comes down to. Like, both teams have this option of, let's just jump on in. Whether that's the Tempest Blades from Falcon Esports or the Avatar of the Guardian from Sawo.
Oh no.
If they catch the angle they're looking for, they get an advantage. One shot's gonna take this opportunity and be like, I'm gonna start your purple buff and take this away from you. And that he does. Hiko will go ahead and take theirs. They'll secure it up so that, you know, Dax can't rotate and possibly take it. So now just had to go ahead and push that top turret down. He does get the tier 1 on the top, but he is going to be starving for a little bit here until the next take on the buff. And we're also 10 seconds away from that Lord coming up. Hiko now gets his Haas Claws. He has the DHS Corrosive Scythe and Haas Claws. So no boots necessary for him. Here's Kid X.
Again, the Glorious Pathway will be used defensively. Oh, but Hiko wants to bring down Kid X. Not just bait out the Glorious Pathway, setting themselves up perfectly once again for Lord take. Again, looking at the neutral objectives taken down, Team Spirit secured all 2. And the domination of Team Spirit in the early game, you'd expect Falcon Esports to be as aggressive, but Team Spirit was prepared for the over-aggressive plays of Falcon Esports.
You know, Kid X, it's happened a couple times, and sometimes when he gets taken out, then it's a clear sign for the opposing team, in this case, Team Spirit, to grab the objective, and that they do. So Dax will go ahead and try to find what he can across the map, especially the fact that he doesn't have that purple buff. He's gonna wait for it. So they at least pushed in some of that bottom side, but now they got to get ready to defend against this push coming out from Team Spirit. And that's the thing, you know, that's exactly why you saw, like, Hiko, he actually hasn't had to really use the crossbow tang much. A lot of the fights that he's going in for, oh, Dax, okay, he's hovered over the hard guard, but you can see how kind of careful he has to be here, even just traversing through the map.
And one more shot and it could be the downfall of Dax here. And they're really struggling to keep up with the pace that Team Spirit is giving. Again, okay, Kid Bomba goes in, AOJ connecting onto 3 and wiped out 3 members of Falcon Esports!
Every single time when they give the go on the Avatar of the Guardian from Sawo and they get the call, they make a play with it, and now Team Spirit staring to the base of Falcon Esports.
And now Sunset Lover uses the hard guard onto Hiko. They might go for the end here. Dax just trying to cut off the minion waves. They're working on Royal Mech. Even with the Revitalize, they're able to take him down. 1 second before PX7 and Kid X respawn. Here goes Falcon Esports. They want to go for the counter-attack. No, but they bring down Dax!
Oh man, Dax. But they do stay in the game. They still have a wave pushing in. I'm not sure if Team Spirit actually wants to end it. Massive lead there, outgunning Falcon Esports.
Glorious pathway to cut off the route of the minions, but Sunset Lover sorting out Ben. Here comes Zaman Force, and they will be able to bring down Kid X. They're working on the Crystal, and the Dragons of the North defend their Empire Spirit!
And the Dragons will clip the wings of the Falcons. And Team Spirit becomes a part of the greater 4. They're heading on forward to Axiata. What a series for them. If you've been watching Team Spirit just here alone, the improvement they've made is apparent and you cannot deny it.
This is the Bomba mentality fully displayed by 5 members of Team Spirit as they secure a top 4 in the M6.
And hats off as well to Falcon Esports. They've been great up to this point, of course, and they really fought with everything they had in the series. But again, just a difficult game 4 for them to adjust from. Again, I'm Naisu, this is Ingon. We're going to throw it over to the panel to break down the game.
The Dragons of the North have completed their 11-minute flight to Axiata Arena. As they can say, they have secured top 4. They are moving forward. Congratulations to EECA and Team Spirit. They countered the aggro lineup with aggro of their own.
Very impressive with what they did. I definitely thought the draft was interesting coming in from Falcons, but they played a strong game, and that final play coming in from Kid Bomba, finally setting it up for the rest of the team so that Sawo can push buttons effectively. Well done. Well done all across the board.
Yeah, even when we thought, what would Sunset Lover ideally pick up in this particular lineup? Oh, it was constantly the hard guard, and it was surprising to see Hiko perform so well to the point that I barely saw him use the crossbow attack. If he ever did use it, I probably just missed it because I can't recall a single moment where he needed to.
Yeah, Falcon Esports came out of this with their best aggressive foot forward, but Team Spirit at the center of the map, the beating heart of it all. They've been playing since the M1 World Championship at the peak of the EVOS World lineup. Sawo and Sunset Lover delivered yet again, and now they will be returning to Axiata Arena to continue their run. But of course, before we see them continue their run, we have to see and send off Falcon Esports for their final bow. What a tremendous run it has been.
These high-flying Falcons competed day after day for the legacy of their country. Although their journey to be greater than ever ends here today. IOI Convention Center, give it up for Falcons Esports. And Falcons, you guys may give your final bow in 3, 2, 1. Thank you very much, Falcons. We hope to see you guys come back stronger next year. Thank you very much. They put up such an amazing fight this M6. And with that, the team that is heading on to Axiata Arena, Team Spirit. And right now here with me, we have Coach Bren and Hiko Mania. Hello. Welcome back, Hiko. Hi, Coach Bren.
Hello.
How are you guys feeling?
We're happy, but yeah.
Are you
happy.
nervous?
No, we're just tired because we had an
Early day today.
Yeah.
Just tired. So you guys are gonna go home and rest after this.
yes, of course.
Okay, Hiko, congratulations.
Thank you.
Top 4 now. Now remember the last time we met, I asked you about Bruno. So today you picked Bruno and it was so good. So was it an easy game when you got Bruno?
No, yeah, Bruno best hero on Gold Lane, and I realized it, and no, done.
Easy game when you play Bruno, right? It's a really good gold laner right now. Is there any more gold laner we can potentially see from you heading onto Axiata Arena?
I think no, it's just no. I have like simple hero pool.
You just have a simple hero pool, but you know what? You're very good at it. Though you're young, you're very, very good at it, Hiko. Are you happy today?
Yeah, we win, and no, I'm happy that I wake up early.
You're happy. Now, Hiko, are you excited to play at Axiata Arena? It's a really nice stadium.
Yeah, I think it will be a good experience for me.
It's a good experience for you. Coach Bren, we know that Hiko is like 16 years old. How is it like being like a father figure to him? Is he a good boy?
He's a good boy and sometimes annoying.
Sometimes annoying? What does he do?
He just asks random questions all the time.
Like? What kind?
Like about some things like, what do you think about this food? Normal things, outside Mobile Legends. And you just have more patience to answer him all the time. So we can build our communication together.
I see. But he's such a wholesome boy. He's so happy every time.
Yeah, he's very bubbly, always smiling. He has these smiling eyes,
Yeah, he does have these smiling eyes. Every time he comes up during like player walk-in, he's just like smiling and he's so happy to be here. Coach Bren, maybe you could say something to Hiko. He's so young yet he's achieving so much already.
Well, like I always told him, just be humble. Tables turn in this life, even to young people. Before you go to adulthood, enjoy your gaming experience and always remain humble in life.
Aww. Hiko, do you love Coach Bren?
Huh?
Do you love Coach Bren?
Of course,
Of course. Is he like your father?
maybe.
Maybe. Okay, now Hiko, your team's highest ever achievement was top 4 in the last M series. This time, you guys have also entered top 4, but this time with your help. So, do you think you guys can surpass top 4 last season, last M series because you're here?
So my team have 5 series appearance, and как это, с каждым все больше и больше результатов.
Like after each M series, we get more and more results. So yeah, I think we can go through further.
How confident are you that you can help them?
Yeah, I'm confident, but no.
How many percent?
100.
100%. Okay. I like that. Okay, Coach Bren, the deciding match on who will be your next matchup at Axiata Arena is going to be after this, which is RRQ Hoshi versus Selangor Red Giants. Now, Coach, we all know you used to be in RRQ Hoshi. Same goes to Coach Arcadia as well. Who do you want to meet?
Of course, RRQ.
You want to meet RRQ? Why do you want to meet RRQ?
They beat us on best of 1 and I want to meet them again on best of 5.
You want to get your revenge?
Not really revenge, but just to meet Skylar again.
Just to meet Skylar again. Would you like to say anything to Skylar before we end this interview?
I know he's a great guy, also a leader figure. So I just wish him the best on their upcoming series, and I hope we meet in the next round.
Ooh, Coach Bren wants to meet RRQ. What about you, Hiko? Who do you want to meet, SRG or RRQ?
Maybe RRQ because I want revenge for them.
Do you have anything to say to RRQ?
Good luck, have fun.
Okay, Hiko, before that, what do you want to say to everybody watching you and supporting you? Because you are having a lot of fans now.
Thank you everyone for support, and we keep doing better. And see you in next match.
Thank you very much and congratulations to Team Spirit, Hiko, and to Coach Bren for moving on to Axiata Arena. With that, let us throw it back to the panel to break down what happened in this game up against Falcon.
Thank you, Rose. It's always great hearing from Hiko Mania and his maybe father figure in Vren Sanity. Tremendous performance by Team Spirit in that game. I have to correct myself. Sawo and Sunset Lover are not returning to Axiata Arena, but they avenged their M1 performance and will finally get to play in a World Series in Axiata Arena because they missed out during M1. So, yeah, Team Spirit, again, they've performed better and better each M Series. And I think this performance from them in this final game number 4, I think it perfectly encapsulates some of their best quality so far in the M6.
Yeah, I think it's the cleanest game yet that they've been able to play throughout the entirety of the series. And it's surprisingly when they were put on the blue side for the first time.
As mentioned, you know, Ren likes to keep teams on their toes, changing it, well, in a completely different direction most of the time. And I can appreciate that, especially coming from, you know, most of the time it's in the draft, most of the time 50%, it's a mental game.
13 seconds faster was this previous game to the fastest game between RRQ and Vamos. It is now set by Team Spirit as the fastest win in the M6 World Championship. A time of 10:43 that is very, very difficult to beat.
And I mean, it all just started from the way they were able to again gain the upper hand in the mid lane. Those surprise and early pickoffs that were given to one shot on the Suyo. And I think that was one of the first few Suyos we've seen for this entire series, but it was able to play so well up against Falcon. With the limited wave clear that they had, it felt like they were always pushed to a spot in the mid lane.
Yeah, it's funny that one shot at one point just said, you know what, I'm building the Dreadnought armor. I'm getting sick and tired of getting bullied by this Ling, by this Hilda. But at that point, well, Sunset Lover, it felt like his damage was always just activated, weirdly enough, for Valentina getting it.
Oh, absolutely. I think, you know, once he got the Wishing Lantern, he knew that tanks weren't going to be the real issue. His main value comes in that when he does throw out the Shadow Strike, if he lands 2 on the same target, they get feared. And it's a powerful tool, which is why he's taken such aggressive angles. More importantly, he's very generous with his flicker, man. How many times have we seen Dax try to get away with the Tempest the Blades, and then just before he reaches the exit point, you see the flicker come in from Sunset Lover to close the distance, get the fear, and then let somebody else finish it off.
I think they were just always so confident to go in. So long as they know that Dax isn't there, and especially for Benny, because I think he had to spend some time farming up against Hiko, and overall, since Hiko was able to play another stable laning phase, it was just Team Spirit constantly on the lookout for a team fight against Falcon because they knew that they had the damage in them, and Falcon, they were yet to actually secure that level of damage. And even when Dax went in with the hard guard constantly together with PX7, they could always find a way to punish him so long as they catch him. The Blade Search especially, like one precise stun onto Dax, that'll mean an immediate burst down from Team Spirit.
Yeah, and I think to supplement the idea here, Gideon, of the draft of Falcon being so expensive, is that the only kills that they got were to one guy. It was just one shot, and they had to always spend so much just to take down one shot. That's how in Sunset Lover, even Kid Bomba would be able to just show up and say, our turn.
It's an oppressive playstyle when you're ahead, and I can appreciate it from Falcons because it was a high-risk, high-reward composition. But however, the spearhead, the tip of the spear, well, the tip of the sword at this point, is going to be that Ling. And yes, you can supplement it with so many things. Yes, he scales really, really well, but look at the problems that TS decided to post against him. The taunt coming in from Sawo, the fear coming in from Sunset Lover, the stun from One Shot, the lockdown coming in from Kid Bomba, the snares. There's just too much to deal with, and you only have a single Tempest the Blades.
Yeah, and I don't think kiting would have been a great option for Falcon because that's one of the strengths of Team Spirit as well. It also felt like they didn't need to do it either. They were always on the chase against Falcon Esports.
Let's check out the MVP. Gonna show up on your screen right now. Been doing this since the M1 World Championship, and for a year or two, even before that, it's Sunset Lover on that Valentina. And his impact on that previous game was instant. The fears and those little bits of poke early on before he finally got to build and dealt burst stopped everything that Team Spirit, that Falcon Esports wanted to do.
Yep, really punishing this Angela, forcing out so many revitalizes, buying that extra bit of time to get their rotations off. As long as they layer it well, it's really difficult to come back from because he was not missing a single ability. Not to mention, out of all the ultis, you know what? I'm not going to take the Glorious Pathway. Give me the Heart Guard.
It felt like he was constantly just standing there, confident enough that they will be having the upper hand in the lane. I mean, look at this. He's always forcing PX7 to play it safe, and this was the first blood that we've been talking about earlier from One Shot. And it seemed like this mid trio from Team Spirit, they just played the early game so well coordinated enough that Falcon Esports weren't able to bank on their advantages in terms of the lineup. But really, it's just playing around Dax, and even that was a struggle for them.
Again, expensive was what Falcon wanted to do. There is definitely an alternate timeline wherein they got the early game of their life and forced game number 5, maybe within the same time frame that Team Spirit won. That's why you bring out your best aggressive foot forward. But Team Spirit showed in this metagame that is not the safest choice. In fact, it's an incredibly risky choice, especially if you cannot trade more kills, if you're committing so much just to take down one. And also, harsh reminder as to why Valentina has always been in the meta despite so many changes to